Hi there, a very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. And this is Simply Stocks, and I'm live in this live session with you all. And I'm hoping all of you are doing well. And as promised, I'm live here around 11:30 a.m. So today I'm going to talk about the markets and also talk about a couple of stocks which I feel are at very interesting levels and can perform really big over the next 3 to 4 months. I think the performance could be very interesting. Again, I want to put out a disclaimer that whatever stocks I discuss here is for educational purposes, and whatever trades you take up uh, irrespective of what I talk about, is purely your own discretion. So kindly take that on note, do your own analysis, and then take a call. I'm just putting forward my point of view, whatever my experience has been over the last decade with the markets. I'm just putting that forward to you all. I hope all of you are doing extremely well with respect to investment and trading and might be making money for the last, you can say, 15, 20 days, the way the markets have behaved. People have asked me about the budget. I'll spend 2, 3 minutes on that as well, as to what I feel about the budget, and then we'll move on to answering your queries. So there'll be three sections of this live session. One is about the markets that I'll discuss first. Then I'll talk about the budget part. Then I'll talk about the two stocks that I wanted to talk to you about. And the fourth part, or the fourth section, if you call it, would be answering your queries. So let more people join in. It's Thursday morning here, and I can tell you that it's raining since morning and raining quite consistently. Cold, rainy day, very dismal. I must say that it's kind of, you can say, a dampener of a day. I like sunny days, but that's how it is here in the hill stations, and it might be snowing down in the hills, and that's why the weather is like that in February even. So that's how it is here. Hoping to get sunny weather in the next couple of weeks or so. Uh, so let's get things started with a minute spent on the market. So as I speak at the moment, the markets have dipped today. So it hasn't been all up move, and the reason for that is probably because of the kind of move we have seen with respect to the market over the last week or so. So we were closer to 17,800 yesterday, and now we are below 17,700. I think the greater support is around 17,450, 500, and it will be very viable if the markets go there and then come back. The markets look strong from a short term point of view, look good, and I believe that because of the budget, which is market centric and pretty good for the markets, because there was no bad news, I think the stock market could be headed much higher. I can't say the same with the mid cap and the small cap indexes. I think the major move in the mid and small cap indices have taken place. What we saw from 2020, say March, till the end of 2021, and now we could see stock specific moves for this year, and that's why I said this year could be very treacherous for we as investors, because most of the, you can say, investors invest into the mid and small cap arena. So there will be moves, but there will be stock specific moves with very good quality results coming in. If results beating expectation, yes, markets are ready to reward those. But if there is any downturn in the numbers, then we are seeing what has been happening with some of the mid cap stocks. So one has to be extremely careful while trading in the mid caps, even in larger mid caps. But in the large caps, you could get good 15% moves here and there to book out and make money. So that's the call on the markets. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about the budget part. I believe that the budget was extremely good for we as investors or traders in the market. There was no increase in long term capital gain, there was no increase in the short term capital gain, there was no tinkering with any kind of taxes or any kind of other levies, GST, this, that, TDS, and so on and so forth, levied here and there. So because the market was nervous with respect to whatever that could come out in the budget. So we have come out unscathed, as they call it. But overall, if you ask me about the budget for the country and all, because there has been nothing given to the middle class, uh, I won't say that it is a top class budget for the whole of the nation. Yes, for the business houses, for we as investors, traders, it is a very decent budget, and the markets showed us the way the markets have moved from 17,000 to 300, the way it has moved in the last 500 points. And now it may consolidate, but would have liked some sobs for the middle class as well in here. But anyways, that's how things are. So relatively a decent budget with respect to so some of the very good things that the government has done is increasing the expenditure on infrastructure, and that would really help. If that really transpires into something happening on the ground, then we could see big things happening for the infrastructure, and the infrastructure push that is required. Over the last 15 years we have had virtually none. So it's time to probably have that, and over the next 2 3 years that will percolate down to the economy as well totally, and with jobs, etc. So things are looking good on that front for sure. So that is a very big and good move by the government with respect to the infrastructure point. So that's my point on the budget. Now I would like to come to the two stocks that I wanted to talk to you about. The two stocks are the following. One is Jubilant Foodworks. There have been a lot of brokerage reports that the numbers will be subdued and the stock is expensive and we could go to 3,000 odd, all that. I think any levels like today we had the stock go below 3,100 and then we saw a recovery. I think between 3,000 to 3,300, these are very good levels to probably get into it from a 6 months point of view. And I think 4,000 4,200 could be coming in the next 6 to 9 months. Uh, there could be a lot of trigger. First of all, the numbers will be out today probably. So probably the bad kind of numbers will be out of the way. We could be headed towards a March quarter, which could be good. Then we'll have the June quarter, in which we have the IPL, complete IPL, because the IPL begins on 27th of March and ends on 27th, 28th of May. So whole of April and May will be covered by the IPL. So the June quarter should be good, especially because the last 2 years of the June quarter has been very dismal because of the pandemic. This time around, I'm pretty sure that the pandemic is not going to hit us that hard because of the kind of vaccination we have had. So I think Jubilant Foodworks is something to really look at between 3,100 to 3,300, 3,200, 3,250, around those levels. Keep accumulating for a target of 4,000, 4,200. I think in the next 6 months you could see those levels. So that is one stock. Second in this is, of course, InfoEdge. A lot of people have talked about InfoEdge and the way it has gone down to 4,100 and now has recovered to 5,000. I think these are very interesting levels to accumulate InfoEdge. I would not be confident to buy at 4,200 when it was falling like a falling knife. But as the rumors have it, we don't know as to particularly what has happened, but the rumors have it that large FII had stakes in Evergrade in China, and because of the losses there, they had to take positions off here in India, and they had profitable positions in 2 3 companies. One of them was InfoEdge, and they started to sell that. So there was a lot of selling by the FIIs at higher levels. So the stock has fallen from 7,500 all the way to 4,000. This has been a decline of 45, 43, 44%. I think don't look at the stock rising from 4,100 to 5,000. What you look at is how much it is down from 7,500. It is still down something like 30% from the top. Very good levels, but wait for 4,700, 4,800. If you get that, if the market stays subdued for the next 2 3 days, I think you can get the stock at around 47, 4,800. Those will be very good levels. And once 5,100 is taken out, Once 5,100 is taken out, we could see a real rally on info edge as well, and probably you can book profits around 6,000 levels. So a good 25% could be made here in info edge as well. So both companies, both stocks, actually companies are very good. Both stocks of these companies are now looking strong on charts. They were looking extremely weak about say 2 weeks back, but now things are looking much better. Good levels to probably get into something like an Info Edge as well as in Jubilant Food Works. All right. So I'm ready to answer your queries. You can ask the queries. Kindly use the super chat, super sticker feature that will help me grow the channel. That will help you also ask me questions and eke out answers in greater detail. All right. Anshuman, we don't know. It might have just started. If you call it a crash, probably we could go to, yes, 17,000. I don't know what you would call a crash. So for me, a crash would be anything greater than 20-22%. Anything less than that is a path for the course. 20% corrections have been many in the market. I've seen that, but the issue is before the pandemic hit us, which was a correction of around 40%. If you go back in time, it was 2016 when the market corrected 22%. So that was a correction, and then market went up a lot. So between 2015 to 2016 February, between December 2015 to February 2016, we had that 22% correction. Anything more than that would worry me. But I don't see more than 20% falling. So I see what you mean by that. But what will happen is we will gyrate between 16,600, 700 on the lower end, to 19,000 at the upper end, and this will be a 2,000 2,300 point range that we will continuously be in for the next year and a half. That's my call. If you call it a crash from 19,000 to 16,700, so be it, but that's how things would be. But I don't see a 19,000 becoming a 15,000 in one go and all those things. I don't see that happening unless some escalation takes place in Europe with what is happening with Russia, Ukraine, etc. Some political or some escalation with respect to wars, etc., take place abroad. Because India centric, we are in a very good position. We have a government that is backing the markets, and nothing like it in that respect. So I don't see the market crashing because of Indian centric reasons. See, CDSL, probably wait for the results on the 5th. Disclaimer, I have the stock, so probably wait for the results on 5th and then take a call. Although any levels closer to 1,500 is very good levels to buy. Even that, even I've talked about it earlier also, 1480, 1,500, very good levels. Now it has run up a bit. Wait for results. After results it may correct a bit, and that is where one should get into it. I have a target of 2,000 on CDSL in the short term. That is in the next 3 to 6 months. We could be headed towards 2,000 on CDSL. All right. What else? Your view on India Bulls. I think you're asking about India Bulls housing finance, is it? So, India Bulls housing finance, I'm not that positive. In fact, most of the housing finance companies, I'm not that positive. But India Bulls real estate, a disclaimer, I have the stock. I think real estate companies might do much better than housing finance or any finance group, especially after the move we have seen with the NBFCs and banks over the last 2 weeks. I think they would correct. I think the banking index have to correct from here. It has been a very big move and it is overbought. So be careful while you get into financials, because it is extremely difficult to analyze numbers of these companies, as you would be it would be much easier to analyze numbers of a white goods company or a consumer company. So that's why I would avoid. See, Lodha is one of the best companies in the real estate. So absolutely it's a buy at these levels, but have a good 12 to 18 month view. On all real estate companies, at least you should have a 6 month view, and if possible, have a 12 to 18 month view, and that's where you'll make money in real estate stocks. I still believe real estate has a long way to go. The whole index has a long way to go. Once 525 30 is taken out, we are looking at 680 on the real estate index or reality nifty reality index, and so one should have patience. In fact, for the whole market, I would say that, see, this is not a market of 2020 March or even 2021 March. This is a market where the run up, easy money has been made, and easy money that was to be made, that you buy anything on technicals and you make money within a week or 10 days, 10-12%, and within 3 months something like 30 to 40%, that is gone. What you need to do is analyze numbers, analyze companies, analyze seasons, analyze which quarter would be the best for those companies, and then take a call on those stocks and back those companies even in difficult times. I give you an example. uh, I have, and this is a disclaimer, I do have Godrej properties in my portfolio, bought at pretty high level. Even from current levels, it fell something like 30% from my buy price just recently, and now it has recovered and the results are today. So one has to back the companies, or one has to keep strict stop losses of 5-7% and get out. Otherwise you're going to lose 30-40% just like that within a week. So that stock, if you look at that chart, their charts, I mean, Gojar Properties from 2200 fell to 1800 in no time, then went to 1900 and fell to 1600 in no time. So that is what how brutal this market could be if you just trading in a very, you can say, lackadaisical manner. You have to be in a situation where you should take very quick decisions, and take a call here and there, even if you want have to take losses. All right. I think Whirlpool let numbers come in first and then get into it. This is one of the stocks in which I have always been bullish but have disappointed a lot, and so much that I have given up on it, to be frank. And what you can do is, it is at very attractive levels. I won't say that can fall a lot, but let numbers come in, and then you'll see things happening. See, I have not really analyzed BCGs. I won't be able to comment on it. Okay. See, Acrysil looks good. Again, Acrysil's results were very decent. You can buy, but again, have a 18-month, 1 year, 18-month view. For short term, it may go down as well. I mean, 750 to 800 were very good levels to get into Acrysil. Any level above 900 is a profit booking level. But over a 18-month period, I see the stock much higher from here, maybe even 14, 1500 over 18 months. So Burger King is changing its name. That's what I came to know today, and I'm not positive on it. Look at profit-making businesses, and that's just about it. Burger King doesn't make profit on the bottom line. I don't look at the business. So you have to look at profit-making businesses, even if you want to trade in a stock. See, Info Edge I've already talked about, so probably you can reverse the tape and watch it. Dixon, with the kind of numbers that have come in, I am not very confident. I think Dixon is a stock that should be bought just before Diwali, or in that October to December quarter. So we'll look at it in August, September, probably not at this point of time. Okay. So Dr. Lal Path Labs did extremely well between 2020 to start of 2022. I think it has gone into a slumber, may just continue to be like that. So if you have a 12 to 18-month view here, then hold. Otherwise, look at something else. LTTS would be good, but again, IT has run up so much that you won't expect it to really perform immediately. What you can do is hold both the stocks for the next 1 year, and you will make money in both. And Divi's Lab is a good portfolio stock. So somebody should be looking to just buy and hold on to something like a Divi's Lab or a Nestle, or or Asian Paints, Pidilite, etc. These are top class companies to hold on to from a 5, 7, 8 year point of view. Okay. Uh, Patel Engineering, good stock again because of the road infrastructure being pushed by the government. I think this is one of the stock. Another stock that you can look at in the same segment is IRB Infrastructure. I think that is going to do extremely well because major projects are going to come to it. If affordable housing really picks up, NBCC could continue to do well. So these are some of the stocks to be looked at. Not that you buy immediately, but some of the stocks that could be analyzed. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for being online, and kindly do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it, and do support me on Patreon. Thank you.